Hey guys, this is Chris here, and today I'm going to do another Goosebumps related video. Today I'm going to talk with you about my top 10 favorite Goosebumps TV episodes. Loved the show when I was a kid, watched it recently, and I want to go through and talk with you about my top 10 favorite episodes. So let's go ahead and get started with this, and we got A Night in Terror Tower at number 10. Now, I don't really care for the episode that much nowadays. I find it a little bit boring. But I think it was the very first episode that I watched from the TV series. So it kind of holds that nostalgic thing for me where every time I think about it or see it, it kind of brings back watching it for the first time. So it's really cool in that aspect. I think the character, the I don't know what the character's called, but the guy with the sack over his head with the axe and stuff, when he comes alive at night by himself and swings the axe, it's a really creepy scene, really cool idea, and I thought it was very well executed on the TV show part on behalf of them. I thought they did a really good job with that. But like I said, it's a little bit boring for me nowadays, but it makes my top 10 specifically for the nostalgic reason. So let's go ahead and go to number 9. We got Say Cheese and Die. Love the idea of the camera being used where they take the camera from the house, takes pictures, and all of a sudden anything that happens in the actual camera, like the photo and stuff, happens in real life, like the car accident and stuff. It's really cool. It's a neat idea, very well executed. And love that episode. I always seem to catch that whenever it's on TV every once in a while. So number 8, How to Kill a Monster. I thought this was a really cool one where these two kids go over to their grandparents' house, in like Louisiana or something like this, it's a swamp area, and they find that there's these two monsters that living there, and or there in this one room, and the monsters get it like they escape. And even though the monsters are kind of annoying with like their high-pitched sounds and like squealing and everything like that, they remind me of like a blend between like a turtle and a turkey. I don't know, it's hard to explain, but that's what it reminds me of. But it's a really cool idea. I love the monsters, like just people in suits. Really cool. I thought it's just a lot of fun. Just monsters throughout the entire episode, a lot of fun. And if you haven't seen that episode, you should definitely check it out. It's a really cool episode. Next up is number 7 at Attack of the Jack-o'-lanterns. When I originally thought the show was doing for Attack of the Jack-o'-lanterns, I thought they were going to make an episode where killer pumpkins, like the lawn gnome things, but it was just going to be like actual like small pumpkins that had teeth that run around and kill people. But that'd be kind of cool. But I was a little let down whenever I found out that it was just kind of like these alien type things that were real tall on Halloween and everything. But the episode itself does take place on Halloween with trick-or-treating and everything, and that's one reason why I like it. I love anything that has to do with the holiday of Halloween and trick-or-treating. It's a lot of fun and just interesting to see like the different pumpkin designs and stuff. It's really cool. So that's why it makes it number 7. Number 6, the Haunted House game. I'm a big fan of board games and riddles and clues and mysteries and stuff like that. And the fact that these people go into this house and they have to like roll the dice, play the game, and try to escape the house with the it's like a board game inside of a house. It's a lot of fun. Love it. Love the idea of that. I wish that was a thing. I wish you could go into a house and play something like that in order to escape the house. Like it'd be a really fun attraction at a park or something like that. It'd be really cool. Next up is The Haunted Mask. A very, very creepy episode. Probably one of the scariest episodes of the entire series, in my opinion. The mask itself is pretty creepy, but her going around terrorizing kids on Halloween night is creepy itself. Just a lot of fun, and it takes place on Halloween, has trick-or-treating involved, so it's just even more for me besides having a creepy mask. So next up is number 4. We got more Monster Blood. Love stuff that it has like goo and slime and everything in it, and love the first episode of it, but this one, I hope I'm not getting confused, but I think this one, more Monster Blood, takes place on the plane, and you have like the giant, is it an ant or I don't know, some type of insect or something like that gets big on the plane and tries to attack them. Am I thinking this right, or is that different? I just know that they have they're on a plane and an animal gets into it underneath the carriage and releases monster blood onto the plane. Really cool episode, but I haven't seen this episode in a while, so it's kind of like jogging my memory about what exactly happens in it. But I just remember it being a really cool and really fun episode. Next up is Bride of the Living Dummy. I really love Night of the Living Dummy 2 and Night of the Living Dummy 3, but Bride of the Living Dummy I thought was just a lot of fun, specifically because of the way that they initiated the story, with it being this guy in the alley who has the dummy, and he can't get rid of the dummy, so he just kind of does what the dummy wants. and then he sees the opportunity to like give the dummy to somebody else, and he just passes along to that person, and in hopes that that person just takes all the stuff, and the dummy won't come back to him at all. Really creepy, and just like the way it started out in the alley was really creepy. And the fact that there's another doll just like it, but the female version of it was just really cool, and love the idea. Just the whole episode was creepy in itself, especially just the idea of how they became with the alleyways. I like that. I love that. Next up is Revenge of the Lawn Gnomes. Revenge of the Lawn Gnomes at number 2. We have this there because I love the look of these things. These things are extremely creepy. The fact that it's just like little people in outfits makes it even creepier, because you would think like if you ever watched the actual Goosebumps movie that came out last year, it's just like the little CGI creatures and stuff. But in the TV series, it's like full grown little people. It's I don't know, redundant there, I guess, but the little people in costumes and stuff, and it's just really, really creepy. And watching it nowadays, it's still creepy. It still creeps me out. Like, I would not want to see that outside of my house at night. If I looked up my house and I saw that, I would freak out. It's just really, really creepy costumes, and just a lot of fun episode, with the sergeant and everything next door, living next door and stuff. Really cool and fun, but one of the creepiest designs in the entire series. So let's go ahead and get to our number 1. And I know a lot of people have very different ones, and I've probably talked about their number 1. Most people really love The Haunted Mask or Night in Terror Tower. For me, The Scarecrow Walks at Midnight. It's just a very simple story about a scarecrow in a cornfield that comes to life because of the uncle or something. I think the uncle reads something from a book and brings it to life. Very simple story, but I love anything that has to do with scarecrows, cornfields, anything like that. And the fact that this one just nailed it perfectly. It had that setting, the atmosphere felt like you were there on a farm somewhere where they have just miles and miles of cornfields, and then like the simple scarecrows out there, and the fact that they had the book that you opened up and read, it was brought them to life, was really, really creepy. Just thought the scarecrow look and design was creepy itself, and just from where it's just a very simple story, just really cool. So that's it, guys. Scarecrow Walks at Midnight, number 1. Let me know in the comments down below what your number 1 episode of Goosebumps TV series is, and what do you think of my top 10 list. So thanks, guys, for watching, and I'll see you again later.